Matt has finally done it. After months of work, countless hours and more than a few sleepless nights, the Ferrari rebuild is complete. The Ferrari 296 GTB is finally back together, but there is one problem left. The moment he plugs in the charger and waits for that familiar confirmation that the system is live and pulling power, nothing happens. The light flashes, the charger is recognized, and then silence. The car refuses to charge. Now, if you think about what that means for a second, you start to realize just how serious this is. This is not a dead battery on a normal car. This is not a case of jump-starting it and driving off. The Ferrari 296 GTB is a hybrid supercar, and the electrical architecture running through it is unlike almost anything else on the road. Every system talks to every other system. And right now, something in that conversation has gone very, very wrong. Earlier in the rebuild, the car had actually charged. That's what makes this so frustrating. At one point during the process, everything appeared to be working. The system came alive, it pulled power, and it gave every indication that the hybrid side of the car was functional. But now, after more work has been done, after components have been removed and reinstalled, after the battery was taken out of the car and put back in again, something has changed. The car sees the charger, it acknowledges it, and then it just stops. Here is why that is so terrifying. Ferrari's hybrid systems are not just complicated, they are deliberately protected. Ferrari builds in layers of safety logic specifically designed to prevent the system from operating if it believes something is wrong. One of those safety triggers is crash detection. If the system logs data suggesting the car has been in an impact, or if it detects an electrical risk, it can lock the battery down entirely. It is a protective measure. In theory, it is brilliant engineering. In practice, right now, it is a nightmare. Because when the battery was removed and reinstalled during this rebuild, something may have triggered that logic. The system might believe this car is not safe to charge, and it is not going to budge until it is convinced otherwise. There are a few possible explanations sitting on the table right now. It could be crash data stored somewhere inside the battery management system. Data that flagged the car during its original accident and never got cleared. It could be a communication fault between modules that is making the system distrust itself. Or, and this is the one nobody wants to think about, the hybrid battery itself might have failed. And if that is the case, replacing it is not a small job. Replacing the hybrid battery in a Ferrari 296 GTB costs somewhere in the region of £17,000. 17,000. On a car that has already been through an enormous rebuild. That single number has the potential to completely flip the economics of this entire project on its head. So, yeah, the pressure is very much on. And if you enjoy these kinds of rebuild stories, consider subscribing because things are about to get very interesting. Now, while all of that is hanging over the workshop like a storm cloud, there is a completely separate problem that has been unfolding at the same time. Because the Ferrari is not the only car here that has been causing stress, not even close. Not long ago, Matt was out on a road trip in the Lamborghini Huracan when a fox ran out in front of him. There was no time to react. The Lamborghini hit the fox at speed, and the impact, while not catastrophic at first glance, did real damage to the front of the car. Looking at it initially, you could convince yourself it was not that bad. Some cosmetic damage to the front bumper, a bit of cracked bodywork, the kind of thing that looks worse than it is. That was the hope anyway. Then they took the bumper off. The moment that front section came away from the car, the situation changed completely. Hidden behind that bodywork was a destroyed radiator. The impact had gone straight through, crumpling the cooling components behind the bumper, bending the shrouding and damaging parts that had absolutely no business being touched by a fox on a country road. It was one of those moments where the more you look, the worse it gets. The one saving grace, and it is a significant one, is that the chassis rails and the structural tub of the Lamborghini came through completely unharmed. The Huracan's tub, which is the carbon fiber core of the entire car, was not touched. Structurally, the car is fine. That is the difference between a repair job and a write-off. So while the damage was worse than it looked from the outside, it had not crossed the line into something truly devastating. The team got to work. The radiator was swapped out, the damaged components were addressed, and the cooling system was refilled in preparation for running the engine up to temperature. Because before you can sign off on any repair like this, you need to see the car run. You need to know the cooling system is doing its job, that the temperatures are stable, and that everything that was put back together is actually working. So the engine starts, the coolant begins circulating, And for a moment, everything looks okay. Then it is not. Coolant starts pouring out from underneath the engine. Not a drip. Not a small weep from a loose hose. Pouring. In that moment, the room goes very quiet. And then, someone remembers something. After the Fox impact, when the car was still on the road and needed to be moved, it was driven. Not far and not for long, but it was driven. At that point, nobody knew how much coolant had been lost. The car was moved to get it off the road, and during those few minutes of driving, the cooling system may have been running without coolant in it. Running a performance engine without coolant, even for a short time, can cause serious damage. The temperatures inside an engine climb fast. Components that depend on a constant flow of coolant to stay within safe operating ranges can overheat in minutes. And when that happens, the damage can be catastrophic. Blown head gaskets, warped cylinder heads, damage deep inside the engine that does not reveal itself immediately but shows up later and costs a fortune to fix. The thought that the Huracan's engine might be quietly destroyed on the inside was genuinely alarming. So the investigation begins. The cooling system is pressurized to find the source of the leak. The team works through the possibilities methodically, following the path the coolant is taking to figure out exactly where it is escaping. And slowly, the leak gets traced further and further into the engine area, past the obvious stuff, past the easy fixes, deeper. Eventually, they find it. The water pump impeller seal. That is the culprit. When the car was driven without coolant, the heat that built up in that part of the system was enough to damage the seal on the water pump assembly. The seal failed, and coolant was now escaping through the breather hole in the pump. It is not a headline-grabbing failure. It is not the kind of thing that sounds dramatic out of context, but in context, it is actually a massive relief. Because it means the engine is fine. The cooling system gets vacuum-filled again. The pressure holds. No leaks appear. The system is good. The Lamborghini is going back together. And then comes something nobody quite expected. Instead of putting the Huracan back to how it was, the decision is made to wrap it. And not subtly. The entire car goes bright orange, not a warm, muted orange. A bold, aggressive, look-at-me orange that completely transforms the presence of the car. The Huracan was already dramatic, but back to the Ferrari. Because while the Lamborghini story had a resolution, the Ferrari situation is still very much open. The car still refuses to charge. The charger is still being recognized. The system still flashes that indicator and then goes silent. Nothing has changed. The hybrid system in this car may still be holding on to crash data from the original accident. It may still believe at some deep level of its programming that this car is not safe to operate. Or the battery itself may have been compromised in a way that no amount of diagnostics is going to fix without replacing it entirely. The truth is, nobody knows yet. And that uncertainty is the hardest part. What happens next with the Ferrari could go in a number of directions. Maybe the problem gets traced to a software fault that can be cleared. Maybe a module gets replaced and the system comes back to life. Or maybe the worst-case scenario becomes reality and that battery bill lands. £17,000 after everything this car has already been through. The Ferrari 296 GTB is rebuilt. It is sitting there, complete and incredible looking, and it cannot charge. Whether that problem gets solved without destroying the rebuild financially is still completely unknown. And honestly, that is one of the most suspenseful places any rebuild story can end up.